Have you ever judged someone who said they are not willing and they are not getting married to they are not getting married to anyone who already has a child, male or female? Did you condemn that person verbally by, speaking to that person, or you did the non-verbal condemning by giving the person a side eye, or concluding in your mind that, oh, that I think that girl is mean. I think that guy will not make a good father. I think that guy is partial. I think that lady is a biased person. Did you hear their response? Even if you did and you still concluded that no, that response is not good enough, do you think it's right? In my opinion, I don't think it is right for someone to be condemned because they said they can't have a spouse, or they don't want to settle with someone who already has a child. Let me tell you, everybody is different. Your strength might not be my strength. My strength might not be your strength. Some people have said no to having a spouse who already has a child for different reasons. For some, they feel the relationship can be tense, especially when the child did something wrong and they maybe tell the child off, or there's a need to give the child a little scolding. The only thing they feel that the only thing the child will think is, oh, I am being maltreated because she's not my mom. I am being maltreated because she's not my dad. So because they cannot cope with that tension, they just decide to settle for someone who does not have a child. That might be that reason might not be good enough for you. But remember, it is their decision, it is their reason. It is good enough for them, because some people cannot handle that mental pressure of wanting to reassure that child. Some people are very concerned about what people think about them. They are very concerned so much so that it affects them a lot. So that is their reason, and I don't think they should be condemned for that. For some people, marriage is that nuclear family: father, mother, and children or child. So for some people, they see having a spouse who already has a child more like an extended family, because they know that the other parents of that child would always be connected to that family. There's a bond, and truly there's a bond, and that connection is something they cannot cope with. So they've decided to say no. I think I'll prefer to just settle for someone who does not have a child. Is that reason good enough? Yes, it is. It is their decision. It is theirs. So I don't think they should be condemned for decisions like that. People are different. Always remember that what you can deal with very well, what you can handle, what you can stand. There are some people that cannot stand that. Not because they are not strong, well, because it is how their emotion cannot handle that. What you can handle. There are some people that can handle being spoken bad about anytime, any day. They don't mind. But some people cannot. So because of that, they just prefer to stay away. For some people, they believe that having a child who is not theirs in their marriage, they don't have that connection. They cannot bond. To some, it feels like they have a stranger in the house. That might not be right. Like their reason might not be too. Their reason might not be something you want to accept, but that does not mean that they are bad. Don't ever confuse that. I know someone that told me that he wouldn't want to have a spouse who already has a child, because he will always feel different about that child. He will always feel that this child is not mine. It will always be there. It will always be in his mind. But let me tell you, you see that guy in question, that guy is one of the nicest male I have known on this earth. He is someone that could see a stranger tomorrow, help that stranger. Help that stranger like he has known that stranger for a long time. So most times when people make that statement like, oh no, I wouldn't feel that that child is mine. I wouldn't see that child as mine. It doesn't mean that they will be partial. Let me tell you, before I used to have that thinking. I used to have that thinking that anybody that says they cannot adopt a child, that person is biased. But I have come to understand that it's not true. It's not true. And for the fact that someone else is very good, someone else can get married to a spouse who has children, does not make that girl a nice girl. It doesn't mean that that girl is very nice. It doesn't mean that that girl who said no, I wouldn't see my husband's child as mine. I wouldn't see my wife's child for a guy as mine. It doesn't make him bad. It doesn't make her bad. But that person that said, oh sure, yeah, there's nothing there, it's fine. It doesn't make that person the best either. Please, most times it's always the mistake that we make. Do not ever make that mistake. If not, you will get disappointed. Lastly, for some people, they don't want to start having a child immediately they get married. Some people like giving some time, maybe 6 months, 1 year, 2 years and above. And to them, immediately they get married to someone who already had a child. The day they signed, the day they made that relationship legal, the day they got married to that man or that woman who already had a child, that day automatically they become a parent. That is true. And so for someone who wants to take some time after marriage before having a child, they can tell you no. I don't want to get married to this guy because he already had a child. I don't want to get married to this girl because he already had a child. Because they want some time to themselves. They want a spouse. They want their spouse. They want to understand the marriage. They want to spend time with their spouse first before having children or before having a child. So you see, different people have different reasons why they have said no to having a child, to having a spouse who has a child, why they feel they cannot cope very well. So I don't think they should be judged at all. It's a choice. Always remember that is a choice. Just the way getting married is a choice, having children is a choice, getting married to a particular, everybody has a spec. Everybody will decide to go for an average height man. Some people want to go for an average height woman. Some people want to go for a plus size girl, a plus size guy, a slim girl, a slim guy. It is a choice. And when someone tells you, I would like to marry a girl who is a plus size, you don't call that person name. When someone tells you, I would like to have a wife who is slim, you don't call them names. When someone tells you, I would like to have a husband who is well built, they are not called names. When someone says, I would like to have a husband who is slim, I don't like those that are heavily built, they are not called names. So why would you? Because it's their choice. We respect people's choices as long as nobody gets harmed. So the same thing, we need to acknowledge that getting married to someone who already has a child is a choice, and saying no to someone because they already have a child is a choice. It's a choice, and I believe people should be respected for their choice. What do you think? Until the next time I see you, have a nice day. Bye bye.